All right, cool. I'm ready to start going when you guys are.
Yeah, we're basically already going. Let's get it.
Wow. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, and whoever else may be watching. Welcome into episode number 26 of the Pretty Bad Sports Podcast. I am here with my two co-hosts, Diesel and Pick Flair, and in this episode, we're going to be covering the Super Bowl Chiefs versus Eagles. Gentlemen, how are we feeling today?
Crickets.
Well, there's not many Chiefs fans in here right this second. But guess what? We do got to give some flowers to Mr. Pick Flair because
respect.
I got to give
Feeling
him
pretty bad.
since he's been on this show. He has been talking about how the Chiefs are definitely a team to watch out for in the playoffs, and he also picked correctly Patrick Mahomes winning MVP. So Pick Flair, that's honestly pretty fucking fire, buddy. I got to give you some credit there.
Good shit, Pick Flair. Honestly, dude, you've been riding the Chiefs all year, and hey, they talk that talk, baby.
They did.
Hey, two things to say. One, great Super Bowl overall by the Chiefs and the Eagles. Like, just a great game to watch as a fan.
Game.
But two, we're back to business here over here, Diesel. You don't have to hate me anymore. I'm back, baby.
Already like Patriots off season. I love what I see what you're wearing.
It's Patriots off season.
Right in there, it gave me a smile. I just was already happy, like more positive vibes already.
Let's fucking go, boys.
Let's go. It's a Patriots off season. The picks were what they were. I'm happy I was correct. We can move on now. I mean, let's talk Super Bowl, but I'm back. It's Patriots season again. Let's go.
Welcome back, Pick Flair.
Back, buddy.
Let's talk about some prop bets. I know you guys were pretty heavy on the prop bets last week, so credit to that. You guys want to talk about any of the ones you hit, or let's start with one that Doyle. You were so close to that first touchdown on the first drive of the game, buddy.
Talk about jumping the gun a little early, celebrating with the boys at the house. Gainwell got in and just a tad short. Elbow was down right before, broke my arm, and Jalen Hurts did the rest.
You know what's even crazier, Diesel, is that I have a buddy who, shout out Mark Giles, bro, absolute fiend when it comes to betting, but he hits a lot. And he was texting me before the game about prop bets, and he said, I got a lot of money on Boston Scott to score the first touchdown. And if you remember, he was like, he got him there.
He got stood up, yeah.
And I told him, I said, dude, if I were you, I'd be going with Gainwell.
So I was big on Gainwell. I was all big, yeah.
Dude, so Boston Scott's going. He's texting me. He's like, I told you. And then Gainwell gets in, and I'm like, I told you. And then neither of us hit. It's like, dude, come on.
Who did get the first touchdown?
Hurts.
Oh, okay, that's right.
They did that Pepe QB sneak where it's like it's like a scrum in rugby. Like everybody's pushing.
Dude, obviously Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP, but let's talk about Jalen Hurts for a minute. This is another young quarterback who, honestly, bro, the Eagles, we got to remember, they kind of wanted to, there were rumors they wanted to trade him.
Yeah, they were ready.
And, dude, this guy, he looks like he's going to be dominant for years to come now.
Yeah. Oh, my God. He just earned a lot of respect other than that fumble.
Yeah.
Other than that fumble that happened in the Super Bowl, which was, like, pretty costly, as you saw.
It sucks to like point fingers to one play, but like, oh man, did that fumble really change that game, dude? And hate to take away from such a perfect performance that he was able to put together, but it's really unfortunate that fumble happened for him.
I mean, that was
really... Go ahead, Diesel. Go ahead.
Okay, that honestly, Jalen Hurts turnover, like they were like this close to like about to step on the throat of the Chiefs right there. Like they're driving midfield, and then it just like. That turned the game around.
Yep.
You know what I think is pretty crazy too, because this has only happened a couple times in the history of the NFL Super Bowl era. But I think if Jalen Hurts doesn't lose that fumble, he wins the MVP even with the loss. Even if they lose, just because of how, dude, he had 3 touchdowns, Super Bowl record. He put up almost double the amount of yards as Mahomes.
3 rushing touchdowns.
3 rushing touchdowns, and then
one pass. Was it one pass? One pass.
AJ Brown, right?
AJ Brown was a bomb.
Yeah, that was a great bomb, man.
That was
just so efficient during the game. I think if that fumble doesn't happen, again, even if the Chiefs win, I think that's one of those Super Bowls that the losing quarterback wins MVP, because even though Mahomes was great, stat-wise, he just wasn't really touching Jalen Hurts that game. He didn't have to, but...
The Chiefs just played so perfect in the second half of that game. And one thing that I think is pretty cool is I don't remember which player it was, but one of the Chiefs mentioned that like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce were just like we need to play with more energy. They kind of felt they were really flat heading into halftime there, and it sounds like they showed their leadership and they got the boys going in the
Yeah.
at halftime. It sounds like.
And
One
shout out
Chiefs,
to the play calling, man, to the Chiefs. I mean, dude, they
dude,
fucking scored 2 touchdowns in a row with nobody on them. Legit
Dude.
walked in the end zone, dude. I don't know what I don't know if it was like a fake pat. Like, dude, they
no.
faked me out so bad, dude. I'm like, how was this guy just walking into the end zone twice? One was Tony and one was
Sky
Sky
Moore.
Moore.
And it
I
was
was
the
like, holy
same exact play flipped to the other side, and it was back-to-back plays because Kadarius Toney's punt return was the play in between. So same exact play, flipped to the other side. Baldy did a great job breaking down film. Jacksonville ran that play against the Eagles earlier in the season because what they saw was that what the Eagles do during a motion is that they roll the coverage over the top. So they had no chance because they basically, the Chiefs, and this is why Eric Bieniemy could have been MVP in my opinion. That was an amazingly called game. As soon as the motion got past the inside guy, they hike it and he runs back to the outside. Basically, if you're on defense, as soon as he gets past the inside guy, the coverage is rolled and then it snaps, and they would have had to, in a split second, roll the coverage back to the outside. They couldn't do it. Amazing play calling. Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney, who one's a rookie and one was acquired, who was a rookie last year. Like, the whole team balled up.
Yeah,
I gotta give props. Kadarius Toney stepped up in the biggest game of the year for a guy being injury prone. Like, he made some really big plays that kept the Chiefs alive with that punt return and then a touchdown. That's why they picked him up right there.
He almost didn't play, and he almost didn't play in the AFC Championship game. He was a big fill-in piece for McCole Hardman, who wasn't able to play, obviously, and they got their money's worth with that guy.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I mean, we're gonna bring in a caller here. He's a longtime caller. I got him in here now. We got our 2-time Super Bowl champ. I like to call him Sexy Rexy. Eric, how we doing, buddy? Hell yeah. You already got the jersey?
I already got the jersey. Look at this guy.
He's playing music. Put it closer. Oh, we can't hear it. Is it you gotta fight for your right?
We are the champions, but that's all right.
Eric, welcome in. 2-time champion, man. How does that feel?
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome, Bubba. So
3-time champion, no? Isn't that the third for the Chiefs though overall? No.
No, been to 3, lost to
3.
Oh,
gotcha.
That's the only thing we got on you right now. But Eric, this show's about you, baby. I want to talk about Super Bowl. Who did you watch the game with? How was your night?
Watched with my dad, and my sister over at her place. Pretty low key, but
nice.
KC cuisine as always, and laid low, and we've been diehard since the beginning. We put it on tape delay, and we listened to Mitch Holthus making.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, we've been doing that really since day one.
Nice. That's really
so
cool.
I don't sound like an absolute loser. You guys won an NFL championship in 1970 against the Vikings. I know you had one more, but it's not a Super Bowl. That's on me. But you got the
No. They did. They beat the Vikings. No, you're right. The Chiefs' 3rd Super Bowl. You are correct. Sorry, 2 for me in my lifetime. But yeah, that's when my dad started being a fan. Was their first one. They beat the Vikings in, I think, Super Bowl 4.
1970.
Wow, really? Super Bowl 4.
Yeah,
crazy.
That's awesome. So Eric, that was a fantastic game, man. 35-35, and you know what I mean. And then the Chiefs ended up taking away the game. They won. So how did you feel in the first half of the game, man? That was like it was all Eagles in the first half. Like how were you guys feeling at that point in the game?
I wasn't getting ahead of myself. We've been here before. We've seen the script before, so I wasn't worried too much. But the game was teetering. I mean, if they put up another touchdown, I don't know if we're coming back on that. So I knew it was now or never, basically, and luckily they got him just in time.
Daddy Ice frozen.
I think he might have froze. But you're right, Eric. That Chiefs team is if there's ever a team to be playing from behind, especially with a whole half to go, it's this Chiefs. Like, they have been able to come back probably better than almost any team other than maybe a couple Brady teams, but I still think they're up there in that tier A of teams that can come back from what you saw. So I had a feeling you weren't too worried going into half. It was only 10 points, right?
50, he's got 15, he says.
This,
Eric, where'd you get that jersey?
That's it.
What were you going to say, Diesel?
I said this Chiefs defense reminded me of like kind of what was the Patriots year when they went into actually when they sniped out the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Sorry to bring that up, Eric, but your defense reminded me of that Patriots D. Like people kind of slept on them and they just became red hot in the playoffs. And dude, they showed that defense was feeling it. Like I know like there was a lot of points, but the Chiefs got the stops they needed, you know.
I give them credit. I think both lines took it personally. They heard all the chatter that they were going to get dominated up front on both sides. And I think they all took it as a personal challenge, and they all showed up. It was unbelievable.
That first play, I knew the game was going to be hard-hitting was when Devontae Smith got Was it Devontae Smith or
I think it was
he the one that got leveled out of bounds?
I think it was
okay.
Devontae Smith, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
They also knocked Miles Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And knocked the ball backwards a couple yards. So, yeah, I mean, I noticed that right away, the physicality. That, you know, the Chiefs have been knocked for being soft. Andy Reid teams are usually soft, right? You know, we looked soft against Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, they brought a different tone. And
Dude, and it starts with the line of scrimmage, man. Their offensive line literally played a perfect football game.
0 sacks.
Did anyone
see
Wiley going? He put Reddick in the ground. Literally put the guy in the ground.
Bro.
Probably be charged for assault. What he did to Reddick.
That was
Eagles
awesome.
defense looked fraud. I gotta admit, dude. For the hype they brought to that, like, how could you not get one sack at Mahomes?
Nothing.
We talked about it 2 weeks ago.
Line.
I came on 2 weeks ago, and you guys asked me what I feared the most, and I said the Eagles' offensive line, especially if they're picking up chunk third and fourth downs, controlling the clock. You know, I know you guys were high on the Eagles' defensive line. I know everyone was, but I knew they hadn't seen a line like we had, and it's much better than one we had against Tampa. So
yeah,
very true. A
And
healthy O-line late in the season, luckily for you guys.
And the one thing I felt like the Eagles kind of had a comfortable ride to the playoffs. I felt like they had to run into a team like the Chiefs, and I felt like them right there. Welcome to the big show. You just ran into like a best quarterback in the league right there. So
I want to talk about Andy Reid, man. His play calling is honestly flawless. He is one of the best offensive, and overall, I don't even mean this disrespectfully, he's one of the best offensive masterminds I've ever seen in my life as far as football goes. And now, you know, head coach too. He's up there with the GOATs, man. He's right there in that conversation. He's really impressive what he's been able to do in his football career.
He's making a case. I think, you know, another Super Bowl or two, he's going to be right in that conversation.
I think he's going to catch. He could catch Bill Belichick the way the Patriots are going with the wins. If he keeps getting those 12-win seasons, holy shit!
They just got to keep the enemy too, because just like Bill Belichick giving up McDaniels, like that's a hell of a duo right there. When you have those two guys calling plays on an offensively loaded team, it was a masterful game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they got tape off the Jaguars game that they played Philly early in the year and talked to Doug Peterson, who's a former Andy Reid guy.
I just said the same thing before you came in, Eric. Unreal. Like,
you just brought that up. Pick Flair literally did say that in our opening segment. He used the same example. Pick Flair, why don't you mention that again, that play call you were talking about?
Yeah, so all I saw was Baldinger. Is that who you got it off of, Baldy? Or were you just watching on like a show?
No, I think I think Chad Henne maybe had talked about it. I heard it come out pretty immediately after the game.
Yeah, so Baldy broke down the tape on Instagram earlier yesterday, and I was watching it, and basically they watched a play in the red zone. I think it was from the same yard marker, and Jaguars motioned a guy in, and they noticed that as soon as he got past the inside guy, they rolled the coverage late, which is dangerous. But, you know, when you have that front seven, you usually get a little bit of an extra time if you can get to the quarterback. So like Deebo Samuel said 2 weeks ago, that defensive line is the only reason why Bradbury was an all-pro. He called him trash. He called him trash on the show.
It was a lot of talking for the 49ers.
Hey, listen.
He flat got exposed.
he got exposed. He got exposed bad, and he wasn't playing good going into that final play. So, making that hold, like, it just shows that he was kind of scared to get beat, especially from someone like Juju Smith-Schuster. Like, you just can't do that in that situation. But they roll it over the slot guy. As soon as he gets past him, snap it, coverage rolls at the same time, boom, send it outside. They can't roll back quickly enough. They didn't roll back at all. Both times, wide open, back-to-back plays. You can't, if you think about it, like, that's like in Madden, you run a play, it works, and then the next time you have the ball, you just flip it to the other side and it works again. I mean, dude.
Man.
So that Sky Moore play was an accident. That was supposed to be on the same side as the Tony one.
And it still worked.
Mahomes
Wide
looked
open.
over and he kind of let it go. They got the coverage they were looking for, and it just accidentally ran on the other side.
Wow, that's unreal.
That is
What
crazy.
an excellent game, man. That game was electric the whole entire way, the start to the finish. That was just such a fun, as a football fan without a dog in the fight, like, that was just exciting to watch. That was an exciting Super Bowl. A lot of points. Well, the final was 38-35.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't ask for much better than that, because I remember, like, when the Patriots won against the Rams, it was like, I know a lot of average fans were just like, oh, that was so boring Super Bowl. Obviously, we as Patriots fans loved it, and, like, I like a defensive battle. I like
Same.
football enough to like a defensive battle. But to see two offensive teams, two young quarterbacks just go back and forth is just impressive.
I feel like as fans, we're in good hands, man. There's a lot of good youth in there at the quarterback room, and I feel like we're in good hands for our next couple years for quarterbacks.
AFC is
Kinda wanna-
stacked.
I kind of want to know your opinion, Eric, on Jalen Hurts. He played an awesome game. What do you think that, like, he could be a guy that gets them back there? Or you're not impressed with what he's done?
It was literally the Chiefs versus Jalen Hurts. Like, we dominated other than Jalen Hurts. Like, he was their whole.
Jalen Hurts made some ridiculous plays.
He was their whole team. We shut down their run game. A couple bombs on busted coverage they hit, but other than that, I mean, we dominated them defensively. We did exactly what we wanted to do. We put it in Jalen Hurts' hands, and he answered the bell. I mean, you can't ask for anything more from him other than not fumbling away a touchdown. That literally.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier on the show.
Yeah.
That felt like that was the actual
momentum change.
That was, kind of, we were saying, like, you hate to blame one play in a football because there's so much that goes on, but, like, it just, that fucking fumble really feels like it was the turning point in that game.
You woke the sleeping giant.
I can probably name 5 plays that had the same impact. Tony's 65-yard punt return.
Punt return is a huge one, honestly.
I didn't realize they had the 3rd worst special teams in the league.
Yeah.
Your special teams played great in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Bucker slipping on that kick, that cost us 3. Maybe we're having a different conversation at the end of the game. It's not as close, but that sucked. I mean, I expected.
Seems like a lot of guys. Let's talk about that grass for a minute.
That fucking field was terrible. 2 years. 2 years spending on that, and it's like mud out there.
Dude, they spent $100,000 on that. Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable, man. I can't even blame the kicker on that play.
Everybody was slipping.
The kicker kicked it out of the end zone, slipping on his ass. That was incredible. Dude. That could have gone out of bounds. That could have gone at the 50-yard line. Who knows? Who knows what that could have done?
I know.
There were a lot of plays that could have changed the momentum in that game, and that was definitely one of them.
And then they just outcoached them. 2 wide open touchdowns like that. We embarrassed them. We need to bring around the Rosie on them.
Oh, man, that irritated me, Eric. That pissed me off.
No, I know. It pissed everyone off. I couldn't believe they did that in the Super Bowl, but Andy Reid's got balls.
Did you love that as a fan? Like, what was your reaction during that moment? Or were you like, oh, whoa?
Okay, so I'll say in the regular season I was embarrassed. So, obviously on the biggest stage, that was kind of... I mean, teams take that personally, too. So, that's going to come... But...
You can fuck yourself doing something like that and
motivate
get the other team fired up.
Yeah.
Especially a team like the Eagles that's been known to be, they get fired up.
Energy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So when I saw that, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, oh, my God, they're legit doing it in the Super Bowl.
I got one last question for the class. Do you guys think that Andy Reid is going to retire? I mean, because I personally think, like, how could you walk away from a situation like this? You're right there. It's an argument. They're a dynasty right now.
He immediately came out after the game and said he's going to come back, but
That's what I saw too.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I didn't see that either.
He doesn't look like. I mean, how long can that guy stand on the sideline for 3 hours at a time?
He can sit down if he wants.
Just feed him some corn dogs, baby.
I hope, but the travel and stuff, that takes a toll on you. And
yeah.
But how do you give away all these like prime years of Mahomes and Kelsey? You got to take it now.
Yeah.
You can't leave Mahomes doing, especially at 27 years old, and you got a pretty, I mean, dude, again, Sky Moore, rookie, Kadarius Toney, sophomore. We didn't talk about another prop bet, we forgot to, but how about fucking Pacheco, dude, another rookie? Like, this is a young team that just won a Super Bowl.
And they took him what, the 6th round or whatever, 7th round.
Yeah. And CEH was supposed to be the guy this year, and they just phased him out after like week 3 or 4.
Good to have depth, though.
They did.
We did the Super Bowl with a bunch of castaways and rookies is what we just did. Like, who wanted Juju? They're going back and forth on Twitter today saying, were about MBS. We got Justin Watson, who Brady casted away.
Yep.
And just
I didn't know that.
Just a bunch of rookies.
So
we just
I just got a text, Eric, and I think this is going to make you sick if you bet at all, because this is my buddy Tyler, and he put in a 9-leg parlay, and I'm going to tell you what broke it. So he had A.J. Brown anytime touchdown scorer. He had the Kansas City Chiefs total points over 24.5. He had the Eagles total points over 24.5. He had Devontae Smith receiving yards over 49.5.
Wow.
A.J. Brown receiving yards over 59.5. Dallas Goedert receiving yards over 34.5. Jerick McKinnon over 14.5 receiving yards. Kelsey over 64.5 receiving yards. And then Jerick McKinnon anytime touchdown scorer.
Oh my God.
And usually he's the one scoring.
$30 bet plus 3,500.
Ooh. Dude, usually McKinnon.
I'm not good at that, to be honest. Let me see if it's in here, but I mean, plus 3,500. A lot. Yeah. Not. I mean, it wouldn't have been like hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it probably would have been a pretty hefty bet. I'm just terrible at like gambling math.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just. Range. Oh, dude. Like,
usually McKinnon's scoring too. He was one of those guys rumbling in on like pass catches.
He didn't do too much in the Super Bowl, did he this year?
He didn't do too much in the playoffs in general.
No, I mean, dude, that's just another, great tip of the hat to the offensive coaching. Like, they used that guy for the second half of the year like he was an all-star going to the playoffs, and it was the Pacheco show.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, listen, that was my prop bets, was Pacheco over 75 yards. He had 76. Pacheco anytime touchdown scorer. He had 1 touchdown. And then McKinnon drops on the 1-inch yard line, and my buddy was
he's about to score. Yeah.
He's kneels to win the game. I mean, veteran play, because who knows if Pacheco is smart enough to do that.
I was jumping up and down when I saw it. I was like, I knew exactly what he was doing. I mean, way to take one team. Yeah. That's
amazing. But I mean, my buddy Tyler,
takes a lot of bets.
Oh man, dude, I would have literally, I don't know, man. That's painful just hearing that right now on the show, dude. Damn.
You know what though? Every like that. That's why I say I don't gamble. Like, I literally don't for that reason.
Yeah.
Honestly, if it's my team, like the Patriots in the Super Bowl, I probably won't gamble just because I don't like worrying about like a bet. Just don't like worrying about bets on your own team, like especially in the biggest stage.
I do $100 bet for each Super Bowl, and it's just the team that I think's gonna win. So I want a quick $100 money line.
Hey, nice.
That's it. Just one bet, just to keep it interesting. And I usually do it outside of like a site. Like, I'll find a friend that wants to go against me for 100, so that it's not, you know what I mean? I could just, let's do $100 on the Chiefs, and that's what I did. Did it with my neighbor, and that's all I need to do. Just keep it interesting.
Take the neighbor's 100, baby. Collect.
I'm gonna go collect in a minute, baby. Collecting.
I know someone that won on the prop on the Jalen Hurts touchdown being the first one, and that got called back. It would have been I forget who scored on the first.
Gainwell. We just talked about this before.
Oh,
you
I
came
had
on.
Gainwell, dude.
Had Gainwell as the opening touchdown.
I
dude.
thought I was gonna get $1,000. I was fired up, hugging everybody, and they're like, "Called back," and I see Jalen Hurts is rumbling in. I'm like, "Dang."
It was they could have kept that there too. It was
They could have
just close enough.
called it, yeah.
Yeah, and my buddy
Assholes.
Eric had Boston Scott, who got them to like the 2-yard line, and he was all fired up because that was like plus 8,000 for Boston Scott.
Heartbreakers.
Yeah, I don't gamble for all
2 weeks
these
in a
reasons.
row, my buddy AK has picked Travis Kelce to score a touchdown for him. He's got it.
You just can't go wrong, I guess,
Yeah, you
right?
can't go wrong with Kelce. He's gonna score you a touchdown.
I mean,
It's like, no, it's coming to him, and there's nothing he can do about
What
it.
a route! That was a nasty route he ran for that first touchdown. He fucking cooked that guy.
Yeah,
Posted
he
it.
did.
that chemistry they have is unbelievable between Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey.
It really is at this point. Like
They just
anyone who
freestyle
says
it.
it's not Brady Gronk level, you're just wrong. Like
They're
it
right
is
there.
Brady
Dude.
Gronk
It
level.
is the new Brady Gronk.
Yeah, and dude, the numbers that both of these guys are putting up are at a like
Hall of Fame.
amazing rate. Like, I mean,
What, they
if
one touchdown
Patrick
away?
Mahomes retires, he's in the Hall of Fame first
Yeah, same
ballot
with
right
Kelsey
now.
too, probably, right? Definitely.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
easily.
Yep.
Both
All right,
of
boys,
them.
you guys got any other takes? We wanted to try to keep these a little shorter, and we're not live. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
I got one last thing to say, Eric. It's been fun. I'm not your friend anymore. I'm a Patriots fan again. Me and Diesel are going out to dinner on Friday for
Yeah,
wings.
big
It's been
up
real
dinner.
fun though, dude. Hey, great season.
Hey, thanks for the support. I know you were sticking with him all the way through.
Yeah,
All the way through.
He picked them since the beginning of the season, pretty much. Since he joined the show, he knew that the Chiefs
That
were
was
going to
his
be a team
ride.
to be forced with. So, Eric, congratulations, buddy. That's a great
Congrats,
feeling.
boy.
Yep,
Best
good shit,
feeling.
man. And thank you so much for hopping on the show during the playoff run, dude. Hopefully you can rerun these episodes, you know what I mean? And they'll be pretty cool for you one day.
Hopefully you're not back in it next year, buddy. I need a break from you guys.
We're going back to the bowl, baby. Let's go.
Always a gauntlet getting through the AFC, so
Yep,
Well, you're the team everybody's got to go through. It seems like.
it definitely
AFC
is now.
Stacked, dude. Stacked. I don't know if the NFC's winning a bowl anytime soon with all these
NFC
young
better fucking-
quarterbacks, dude.
Yep.
I think won last night.
Huh?
I think Burrow would have won last night.
Yeah?
Dude, I think the Bills would have won last, and I think they would have. I don't know if there was. You'd probably have to make it down to like the Ravens or Titans, and I mean Jacksonville probably not yet. A little bit too early for them, but that team's gonna be right there if they keep at. They got Ridley coming back. They got a young team. I don't know, man. That AFC, something about those quarterbacks. If you pick them early, the NFC's picking all their quarterbacks late, and then they get to that stage and they can't do it. So
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, I mean they're getting all the number one receivers, but not the quarterbacks. Like, Cousins throwing to Jefferson.
Yeah. AJ Brown,
Yeah,
But
DK
dude,
Metcalf.
that's all it takes, man. One of those guys to go to a solid quarterback. Like, yeah, Kirk
We need-
Cousins.
We need one.
Yeah, I
Other
would
than-
like to see
We
Mac.
got the gunslinger, so we need a fucking receiver.
Other than Kelce, we don't really have a number one.
Yeah, but you
So-
got the fucking gunslinger. We don't have either right now, Eric. We don't have number one, or we got
Yeah, can
McCornell, buddy.
Can you
see
give us
what happens when he
somebody?
rolled his ankle?
Well, start with getting an offensive coordinator, and then you got to at least you can.
Who did
Go
we
on.
get, Crow? Who do we get?
Billy O'Brien. And
Oh.
I'm very fired up about it. I think he's gonna be good. I'm back. Like I said, I'm back. We're good.
Can we say he's better than Patricia?
That's
Yeah.
easy.
Well, that's
I've
what I got.
always agreed with you there. That's fine. I don't know.
Oh, I know.
I want to see
Maybe
what he
next
can do.
episode- Next episode, we're gonna get into
Yeah.
some Celtics talk, but we might have to start.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, starting our fucking off season fucking early as Patriot fans. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching this episode. That was episode number 26. Appreciate it. If you guys can do us the favor, hit the like. That really helps us get this video out there to the random people on YouTube. And then if you're not subscribing, I don't know what you're waiting for. Just hit that subscribe button.
It's somewhere.
We
Get
out.
the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.